All right, guys, let's come back. Okay, I'm gonna roll Evander a second. I'm gonna do the move because I have a bad shoulder, so I don't want you to do the move on me. Okay, so during the fight, the first round, Evander got a key lock on Bryonne, and Bryonne managed to get out because Bryonne was very strong. But also, Evander didn't have his foot in the right position, so everything's relative. Like, so for example, I'm a small guy. I fight someone who's super big. Even if I do the right technique, they'll still get out. So everything's relative. Okay. So Bryonne's a pretty big guy, and even if we did the technique right, Bryonne still might have gotten out. But what happened was I got to watch the video again from a bird eye view, and I noticed Evander didn't have his foot in the right position. So I'm gonna roll Evander for a second. So during the fight, just go on your back, Evander was stuck a lot of time in the guy's half guard. All right, so it's stuck in the half guard, and he was holding the guy down. So Bryonne was holding Evander down, and we knew that was going to happen. Why did we knew that was going to happen? I mentioned why, psychologically why.
He just want to hug. He's been hugging for a really long time.
Exactly. He's a former football player, and also if you're a beginner and you're strong, psychologically you're going to do what? Hug somebody. Mm-hmm. When you get better, then you learn to create space. You learn to do underhook, sweep, elevator, stuff like that. But when you're a beginner and you're strong, psychologically you're always going to hug. So if you ever get to a fight with a kid and he's a bully and he doesn't know how to fight and he's stronger than you, psychologically he's going to hug you. So you have to address those issues. And we knew it. We talked about it. We said, hey, he's going to hug you. Mm-hmm. And was I right? The whole fight, what did he do? He hugged you. Yeah. He didn't know how to move his hip. He didn't know how to whip up. He didn't know how to get an underhook, stuff like that. Granted, he's strong, but his experience was less than you. Mm-hmm. So we figured that out. You know what I mean? So the problem is psychologically, if you fight against someone who's very skilled, they will react a certain way. If you fight someone who's not skilled, they'll react a certain way. So very important when you get ready for a fight, you pick a sparring partner that replicates who you're going to fight with. So if your sparring partner is this wrestler that doesn't know Jiu-Jitsu, you better replicate that process, because the wrestler will hold the guy down and not pummel and not get guard and do all these fancy stuff. Okay? And if you fight against a Jiu-Jitsu guy and then all you have is a wrestling partner, is not going to feel the same on the day of the fight. And so we quickly understood that was going to happen. So Bryonne hugged Evander a lot. Okay, and then what happens during the fight, Evander was hitting him and then he moved his hand to the wrong position. And that's when Evander changed into a key lock. Okay, and what happened was, the problem is when you change to a key lock, your chest moves forward because you're attacking the hand. And what's the problem with that? Go ahead, roll me.
Weight shift.
Yes, weight shift. Okay, so right away you have to pull your body back. And look at this hand, this foot here. When during the fight, go ahead, go this way. Evander's knee was close to his body and falling sideways, and then he got out. Go get on the knees. Yeah, and he rolled. All right. So what we have to do is we have to connect that. So one more time. When you attack the key lock, your body tends to go what? Forward. So right away we have to move what? Backward. And if you're trapped in this half guard, you have to create a perfect 90-degree angle. So one more time. Here. Yep. So let's do it from the same side so we do. So what I mean is this. Is this 90 degrees?
No.
No. Okay? This is what I want. See the difference? Do you feel it? Now try to roll me. Look at that. I have a brace. Okay? So what happens during the fight, Evander was here, and for a split second he recognized it. And then he got onto his knee, and then he rolled out. Okay? So right away, when you practice this move, especially if you're a small guy, and you practice against someone who has a longer limb than you, that means when you attack, grab the wrist, more than likely you're going to be what? Going forward. If you're fighting a shorter person and you're taller than them, when you attack, more than likely your center of mass will be on his center of mass. Right? So in my case, 90% of the time, people are taller than me. When I attack the key lock, my weight tends to go what? Forward. So when you fight with me, once you get the key lock, what should you do with your body? Go backward. Right? So psychologically here, we should right away do what? Go backward. Now look at my ankle, it's in. He tries right away, we should do what? Extend it. There's the move. Now try to roll me. Lot tougher. Right? I mean, easier said than done, but who knows? Evander might be in the same move next fight, and now you know what to do. Okay? So once again, I'll show it from a different angle. So Evander got the key lock, and he was fighting someone who was a lot taller than him, so his body weight was forward. He was in a half tuck. Go ahead, roll me. Boom. So not good. So go back. Okay, roll me. Like that. And there's my move. Okay? So, Jenny practice with Evander a little bit. Okay? And Rocco, you practice that with me a little bit. So back and forth a little bit. She's a lot bigger than you, so just let her practice with you. You already sense that. So like you can visualize how to correct your mistake. Okay, let's practice that a little bit for like 5 minutes.